Welcome along to the latest episode of the Laura and Becky Show. We are kindly sponsored by Clubhouse at Meadowhall, who hopefully we might be seeing today, actually. Ringwood Hall Hotel and Spa and Red Brick Estate Agents.
I don't want to always mention the weather at the start of this show because I feel like that's very radio-y, isn't it? But thank God the weather isn't like yesterday. What the hell was yesterday?
Yesterday was a very Monday-ish Monday.
Like a hurricane.
Yeah,
it
wasn't
was
the best,
so
was
windy.
it?
Anyway, welcome along to the pod. Hello if you're an OG. And if you're new here, then we're Laura and Becky, and you're more than welcome.
Today it was nice, actually, wasn't it, to wake up with some sunshine. I could see it coming through my blind, and I thought, yes, please be sunshine.
You.
Yes, apricity.
Apricity.
If you've listened to the pod yesterday, you will know what we're talking about.
So you were practicing apricity this morning.
Oh, yes. Although I was very tired this morning, and I will tell you for why. I had a bit of an eventful
There's always a drama.
We've
just figured out that Mondays for you ain't the day. Tuesdays for me, I'm not too keen on Tuesday, but Monday, maybe you should have Mondays off.
Yeah, I had a really bad day last Monday ago, and then yesterday, really bad day again.
But you didn't start bad, did it? It kind of, you went off a cliff.
Yeah. It just
got worse and worse.
Got worse and worse and worse. And my night ended up going on till 1 a.m. last night. So I, where to start? Where to start? So basically, I was trying to give a meter reading to British Gas yesterday. Well, actually, no, let's start at the very beginning. I said to you yesterday, it's really weird. My gas bills don't seem to have gone up.
I tell you where we need to go back to, not yesterday. We need to go back to last Friday, where you said something to me and I thought, oh no. You went, it was the day the kids had off. It was snowing all day. And you said to me, I saw you in the evening when we went on our treacherous mission to get a pale rosé, by the way, which we haven't talked about. Oh my God. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Anyway, you said to me, have you had the heating on all day today? It's freezing. And I just looked at you and I thought, I don't want to panic her. So I went, no. We turned our heating off. And I did look at you and think, shit.
Mate, I've had it on a lot of the time. But my bills don't seem to have gone up, right?
Yeah.
So it's suddenly the penny dropped yesterday. I thought, hang on a minute.
Everyone else is in a crisis and I'm not.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Something doesn't seem right.
Something's amiss. So I was talking to you about it yesterday and you were like, just ring them. So I finally plucked up the courage to ring British Gas yesterday. And lo and behold, yes, I have got an almighty bill. And basically, my direct debits have sort of stayed the same, but they haven't been covering my bill. So I nearly fell off my chair yesterday when they gave me the total.
You talk a lot about your heating.
Anyone who knows me well knows that I cannot bear to be cold. It's like my worst thing.
Yeah.
I feel the cold a lot. So for me, I will scrimp and save on anything else, but I cannot do it with warmth. I just can't do it. But I'm going to have to start doing it. So anyway, phone British Gas. And whilst they were on the phone, they wanted a meter reading. So I pootled down to my meter, and it's in a bit of a weird place. Tried to get a meter reading, and I was all like pulling things and pushing buttons and couldn't work it out. And I accidentally pulled the lever down that cuts the gas off, right?
I bet she was like, leave that off, darling, because I'm just about to give you your bill. You leave that lever down.
I mean, this was probably what I needed to do 5 months ago, was put that lever down. But happened yesterday. Then last night, didn't put my heating on since, right? So I've been like, right. So I've put my thermostat away in a drawer. I've put it away to stop me.
Locked it up. Give it me. Yeah. I'll take it home.
Yeah, take it away with you, please. Somebody stop me putting the heating on. So then I went to cook dinner and I was on the phone to my mum at the time and I went to put my gas hob on. No gas. And I thought, what the dickens?
Cut you off the
What
bastards.
the hell's going on here?
The dickens.
So, Mum, I've got an emergency. Got to call you back. So I pootled to my gas meter
I like how
again.
you're pootling. There's never an
pootle.
emergency. There might be a gas leak. I'm just going to pootle around.
Pootle.
So you pootled back.
Pootled back to the gas meter. And I thought, I've pulled the old lever down. Started Googling like a mad woman, right? So put it back up. And then went back into my kitchen, did the gas again. Sure enough, the gas came back on. And I felt quite pleased with myself. I thought, hey, I'm learning how to do the old meter here. This is great. Anyway, had my dinner and then later on went to bed and I thought I could smell gas.
This is you all over.
Yeah, and I started to panic. And then I started Googling, which is probably the worst thing I could have done, because I started Googling gas explosions, carbon monoxide poisoning, people who go to sleep and don't wake up when gas is in their house. I mean, literally, I was a woman on the edge last night. So what did I do? I text my lovely neighbour, Wendy. Hello, Wendy. And I went, Wendy, I can smell gas. I went, are you awake? I went, could you come and sniff the air and see what you think?
Come and put yourself in danger in my house, Wendy.
Let's be in danger
Wendy,
together.
yeah, if I'm going down, you're coming down with me. Wendy, put it all over.
So she, bless her, said you need to ring the emergency gas line. This was about 11 o'clock at night, right? I was tired. I was in bed and I thought, oh God. Anyway, I thought, no, I'm going to do it. So I did phone the gas line. Anyway, they were very good. They were out within the hour. So at midnight, I get a... And I was a bit scared. As a woman on your own, I was really scared letting a guy into the house. So I was like, got any ID? Right, who are you? Let me see your reference number. Okay, come in. Even though I thought I could die from gas poisoning, I had to ask him all those questions. So in he came, and I have to say, he was brilliant. Anthony. What the heck is that?
It's just the door. I don't know, hang on.
Oh my God, look out the window. We're not expecting anybody.
It's a really old man. We'll leave him. Is it the gas man?
I'm obviously really jittery at the moment, aren't I? And actually, this is going to tie in perfectly with something we're talking about later on as well. Anyway, the guy came. Oh. Mate, I now know everything there is to know about gas leaks, carbon monoxide poisoning. If anyone is worried about gas, come to me, because he was very thorough, talked me through it all. And my gas, I now know, is solid. There was no gas leak.
Right. So we're sorted.
We are sorted. He left at 1 a.m. I was exhausted, but I know that my gas is A-OK.
Oh, I feel exhausted already.
Oh, honestly, I was so tired this morning after that. I mean, honestly, the trials and tribulations of a single woman in 2023 living alone.
Especially on a Monday.
I know. That doorbell thing going off just there, this ties in with something that we've been wanting to talk about for a couple of days now. We saw this over the weekend. This is an Armageddon alarm. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is quite terrifying.
So it's going to be tested, apparently. I mean, listen, it's a news story. I don't know if it's definitely going to happen. But UK residents will hear terrifying Armageddon alarm within weeks. So it says, brace yourself for a blaring, terrifying alarm that's warning you there is danger to life. The UK government is getting ready to test its nationwide security alarm by sending the jarring message to residents' phones in the coming weeks.
Yeah, so this is an alarm that you'll hear on your phone, even if it's on silent or whatever. And it's if they're testing it, aren't they? So it's if there's a tsunami risk or a war or anything like that.
Yeah, or weather, it says here.
Oh yeah, or snow.
Bit of tsunami.
Yeah. When have we ever had one of those there? No, there could be, couldn't there? Because we're surrounded by water.
Do you know what? They're bloody... Well, I wouldn't put
but
anything...
But also, guys, let's not go too...
let's not get carried away.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be if the snow's a bit bad.
So the alarm, we've tried to find it. Now, there is a UK emergency alert government video on YouTube. We think it's going to sound something like this. There is a woman talking, but you can hear it in the background.
In the UK, please make sure you keep your device software up to date.
There we go.
That in the unlikely event,
so I think it's just like...
event, you need
a horn.
Keep your device software up to date.
Anyway,
I mean, I would be terrified if that went off. I mean, well, I'm already jittery enough because that little old man pressed the doorbell. I know. I went, what's that?
Have you seen? And this is funny but not funny. Okay, this is very dry sense of humour. But have you seen? You can put a thing on your TV about a nuclear threat.
No.
Have you not seen this?
No.
I mean, if anyone did this to me, I would never speak to them again. But you can put it on the TV. So a lot of people are doing it to their mums. They're like, do it now. So you put this thing on the TV and it's like, this is a government announcement, a nuclear bomb, blah, blah, blah. And they call their mums and they're like, Mum, look what's happened. And these women go,
oh my God.
Like your soul would leave your body, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But it is terrifying.
Oh my God.
So,
okay,
I mean, I'm
so
sure
get ready, guys.
Are they going to let us? Are they going to text us first and be like, "This is an alarm
test. Yes,
fire
it
test"?
must be. It's like when you're at school and you get the fire test. It's like, this is just a test. Nobody panic. We're just going through the motions.
Okay. Well, it might be on the way.
So what's going on in the world? You text me this morning. It is 3 years ago to the day that lockdown happened. How crazy is that?
Was it about like 5 in the evening? Boris did his It was definitely in the afternoon, evening, wasn't it?
So I'm just thinking, this podcast is very depressing today. With
is it?
carbon monoxide,
God,
gas
sorry.
poisoning,
Armageddon alarms,
lockdown.
Okay, sorry. But it was, and that's 3 years. If I was to guess, I'd say 2 years. Where there seems to be a year that's just gone a bit skew. 3 years ago, it was really warm.
Yes.
We were all walking around in shorts and T-shirts. I remember going for a walk with my daughter when they shut the schools. That was like a couple of weeks before, wasn't it? And it was really warm. And I remember the day he did it, and I was doing a puzzle in my bedroom.
Hang on, sorry. Can we just rewind? I was doing a puzzle in my bedroom and Boris comes on and says, stay at home.
Yeah, I remember just doing it, just looking, because we all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And I just remember like sitting on my bed doing this, but I had a puzzle board because I can move my puzzle around the house. I was a serious jigsaw
puzzler.
And and he was like, blah, 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 stay at home. And I just remember sitting there thinking, well, God damn it.
We actually FaceTimed and this popped up. In fact, it might be on my memories today.
Yep. Listen, you need to look at your archives today because of 3 years ago. That is going to be...
Well, I remember we FaceTimed. It was you and your daughter Grace were on and me and Lily. I remember we had a glass of wine in hand, obviously. And we were like, right, well, that's that then.
That's that.
But we had no idea at that time how long it was going to go on for, did we?
I just think the first lockdown... Now, this is very contentious because obviously the lockdown for some people... They worked.
Yeah.
They lost people. So for some people, it was horrific.
Yeah.
For some people, they look back at it fondly. So there's a real juxtaposition. I'll use that word again. Use that twice.
Love that expression.
Of memories. For some people, we totally are aware it was horrific.
Yeah.
The very, very first lockdown, I was kind of scared going to like the supermarket. You had to queue up outside. It was one way. Do you remember all that? You had to wear the mask. It was scary. And, you know, you could see how awful it was being. But at the same time, you were in your house with your family. The weather was nice. You're in your garden. There's no traffic. You go for a walk twice a day. And
it was
some
simple
people,
pleasures, wasn't it? And it took the FOMO out of life for everyone, I think. And I definitely think, however lockdown was for you, life has changed since then. Like really beyond recognition. Nothing is the same since lockdown, is it?
Nothing. I don't think one thing was. The one thing I do remember is that I was quite lucky. I carried on working and I was doing that breakfast show with lovely Ricky that I took over from you. And I liked that because I was out early in the morning. Lots of people listened. Like radio then, I have to say, was local radio was kind of very popular and we could feel it, and we were the only two in that bloody radio station.
Oh, nice.
Get there at 6, leave at 10.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? The dream. So that was good. But yeah, I just 3 years ago.
You're right what you said. It feels like 2 years ago. There's a year missing somewhere, which is really weird.
Yeah. So yeah, have a look at your archives and
reminisce.
Bye, really.
Yeah. We're going to have to be a little bit quick on, mate, because we've got a meeting in
3 minutes.
Yep. 3 minutes, yeah. I want to talk about sleep. So we've talked about sleep quite a bit on this podcast. Obviously, Red Brick Ross and Thea, we talked about them because they go to bed at 8:30 every night. We were like, we were fascinated by that. However... There is something in this. I've been listening to a podcast I've been banging on to you about. It was actually a Stephen Bartlett one, I think his most recent one, with a sleep expert. It is fascinating. I mean, obviously listen to our podcast, but I would urge you to listen to it because it just talks about how sleep really is one of the most important things that contributes to your well-being, your mental health, your health in general, everything. If you are not getting good sleep, or even if you are getting good sleep, listen to this podcast because it is brilliant.
Fascinating. Yeah. I've always liked my sleep. There's this thing, I think I was talking to you about it yesterday, about how there's a lot of things that if you're going to be successful, you have like 6 hours sleep, you know, like get up at 5, blah, 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 and you just think, actually, some people, I'm not wired that way. I can get up at 5 o'clock. Well, I used to for work, but I wouldn't be able to get up at 5 if I didn't have to. Yeah,
this guy, this sleep expert was literally saying that. He said, we live in a culture these days where it's very trendy to not get much sleep. And it's almost like, I only got 5 hours last night. How many hours did you get? It's almost like they think you're more productive if you don't sleep as much.
Yeah.
It's not true.
The opposite, isn't it?
Yeah, you can function. And I think, what was he saying as well? That in certain big companies now, they have nap pods, right? So that people can nap through the day because they see sleep as that important for their workers' productivity.
That's a great idea.
Should we get a nap pod in here in the studio?
I'd like a nap pod. Is that an actual thing? Maybe we need to design a nap pod ourselves.
I would be so up for a nap pod. I love a nap.
Oh, God, yes.
We were saying as well, weren't we, that if we're feeling kind of like stressed or anxious, if we have a little nap, it
you
always
feel
sorts us out.
So much better. Also, there's a lot of things, we'll talk about this on another pod about breathing and how you breathe. And I listened to a really fascinating podcast. I don't know if it was the Stephen Bartlett, I'll find it, about how this man tapes his mouth at night so he only breathes through his nose.
There is a thing in that, and you're right, we'll have to talk more about it, but that's definitely a thing.
So yeah, have a good night's sleep tonight. If you're feeling a bit stressed, get to bed early, have a bit of milk, warm milk, read a book. You'll feel right as rain tomorrow.
I feel like we're going back to the 1920s.
Oh,
but I'm here for it.
Enjoy the sunshine today because it's a bit brighter than yesterday, and we'll be back tomorrow. Bye.